No, and also you and I learned a new trick, which was that we realized that this was a long duration asset and you need to have a longer time horizon than was traditional in macro.
Yeah.
And we both had to learn that trick. You know, you have to learn it. It's hard, but you learn it, and you learn, as you're doing now, is if you've got a long duration, you should be buying in the sell-offs and not selling.
Alrighty, everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to another quick CYPRX video breakdown. Realist channel in the cryptocurrency market right now when it comes to gauging fundamentals and educating you all on the potential outcomes of this digital asset space. If you all enjoy these video breakdowns, do us a favor, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe, especially if you were a viewer of this video that we posted 3 days ago, warning you all of the potential outcome that could take place in the drop in cryptocurrency asset prices, particularly focusing our attention in this previous video breakdown on XRP, if we saw these supporting fundamentals, where in this video breakdown with the thumbnail, Ripple XRP price above $1, with Jerome Powell saying heck no to high price. You guys see this thumbnail I created for you guys? Uploaded 3 days ago. Got 2.9 thousand views because everybody's so focused on watching Bullish Moonboy Hopium. I told you guys in this video breakdown, again, not tooting my own horn, but this is the importance of paying attention to education. So hopefully, after watching this video breakdown, this now gets you awake and aware as to what's really happening in the market, why we just saw a drop in crypto asset prices. This is going to be a quick video breakdown, ladies and gentlemen. I swear, this is accuracy on another level. This is why it's important. So what did we see? In that previous video breakdown, I mentioned to you all, being reactive market participants and not impulsive market participants. All right. So let's say, for example, we don't see a favorable risk on market environment. What I would be looking for on the charts, technically speaking, if we see these supporting fundamental factors weighing on risk assets, supporting dollar strength, which would be higher than expected inflationary readings in CPI and PPI figures, lower unemployment claims, upbeat consumer sentiment, hawkish comments from Fed speakers, leading to one-sided dollar strength. For me on XRP, if we cannot break above the 62 cent psychological level threshold and remain bullish above, that means us see some type of bullish break of 62 cents, retest, and continuation move higher. If we do not see this type of price action, at the same exact time, we see these fundamental factors playing out, and we maintain price action below 62 cents, I'd be looking for targets of anywhere between 55 to 50 cents on XRP to come back and revisit the March lows or the February lows from almost 2 months ago. And this would again be driven by a risk-off market environment, one-sided dollar strength driven by these fundamental factors. So again, just to reiterate, if we do not see a break above 62 cents, a favorable risk-on market environment, my first initial bearish targets would be a revisit of the March lows in this previous range where you can see market makers saw a clear demand from roughly around 54 to 55 cents. So it would be nice to see a nice liquidation wick down into 55 cents. If we break 55 cents, at the same time, we see a risk-off market environment, I'd be looking for further bearish targets of 50 to 48 cents to come back down further to the February lows from the beginning of this year, right? So very easy, sound, simple, logical, technical analysis. Let's just cover and grasp real quick. To understand this video breakdown, it is essential to first understand the primary drivers behind the surge in risk assets buying over the past couple of months, particularly in stocks and cryptocurrencies. Now, this bullish trend has been largely fueled by the widespread belief that central banks on a global scale will implement rate cuts. This market narrative has thrived on speculation about potential rate cuts, resulting in an optimistic outlook for risk assets. So, I mentioned it's crucial to recognize the factors that can undermine the rate cut narrative. Elevated inflation levels, robust or resilient economic U.S. data, stronger labor market, hawkish comments from Federal Reserve speakers, all contribute to the strength of the dollar and foster a risk-off market sentiment. Couple that with any ongoing geopolitical tensions escalating globally can also create a risk-off market environment, prompting investors to seek refuge in safe haven status of the dollar. This flight to safety can further bolster the dollar's strength while dampening the appeal of risk assets. And what did we see this week? So not only did I warn you guys, I'm here in an attempt to educate you all. Our CYPRX community had all this information plus price analytics well in advance with bearish targets. And I gave you guys those bearish targets and those insights here in this video. Now, let's go look at price action. And I want to show you guys physical screenshots from some of the things that we mentioned. So one of the things that we had mentioned, we would see a drop in the price of XRP. Number one, just looking at technicals. Okay, so for those of you individuals that are only technically based, we had been mentioning that we were looking if price failed to break above 62 cents with some type of bullish order flow, that we would most likely see a drop down into the previous March or February lows. Look at where price action is at right now. Literally, I have not deleted any markings on my charts from that previous video breakdown, and you can see price tapped straight into the deltas to the absolute T of roughly around the 50-cent psychological level. Like literally, you cannot get any more accurate than this. This is a delta zone, okay? A delta zone, again, are zones that we provide in our private CYPRX community to our members. What else happened this week aside from technical analysis? Failure to break the 62-cent threshold. Why are we seeing a risk-off market sentiment? Well, let's start the week off. What did we see? We saw persistent inflationary pressures that could potentially delay the rate cuts, i.e. the rate cut narrative that has been driving strength to risk assets. The U.S. Consumer Price Index, or the CPI, rose to 0.38% in March, slightly hotter than the consensus and the forecast, continuing an unsettling sentiment surrounding interest rate cuts from the Federal Reserve, right? That was at the beginning of the week. Midweek, we also saw some hawkish commentary from Fed speakers. Now, remember, keep in mind, the list that I gave you guys, you can see higher than expected inflationary pressures is one of those things weighing on price, right? So we got that, check. The next one was upbeat or hawkish comments from Fed speakers. Well, what do we see? April 11th, Fed's barking, the Fed is not yet where we want to be on inflation. That's a hawkish comment, pushing back the rate cut narrative from a Fed speaker. We also saw midweek more hawkish comments from Fed speakers. Fed Williams says there's no need to adjust rates in the very near term. This came out as well on Thursday, April 11th, right? Pushing back the rate cut narrative, bolstering and strengthening the dollar. What else did we see this week? We also saw the next thing that I mentioned to you guys to be paying attention to. Lower unemployment claims, signaling less people filing for unemployment, i.e. a strengthening in the U.S. labor market. Well, what did we see on Thursday? The number of Americans filing for new claims for unemployment benefits fell more than expected last week, suggesting that the U.S. labor market is strong. In the week ending in April 6th, which is last week, the advance figure for seasonally adjusted initial claims was 211,000, a decrease of 11,000 from the previous figure, which was 221,000. Do you all see? So we got a robust, strong, and healthy labor market data report from the U.S. this week, which is, again, another factor that I mentioned to you all would contribute to a risk-off market mood or a sell-off on XRP down into 50 cents. Last but not least, I mentioned to you guys just now, ongoing geopolitical escalations drive demand for the dollar as a safe haven currency, right? And this prompts a risk-off market environment. What else did we see and what have we seen over the past 24 hours developing? Ongoing tensions escalating in the Middle East, right? Dollar up on mixed central bank views. Middle East risk lifts. Oil and gold. This is from April 12th, 2024. The U.S. dollar soared on Friday while oil prices pushed higher and gold reached a record peak as investors grappled with the geopolitical tensions, potentially diverging interest rate paths between Europe and the United States. So we see the interest rate sentiment cuts dampening. We see ongoing geopolitical escalations. These are all factors, ladies and gentlemen, that contributed to the 2021 bear market cycle. For anybody to think that that was going to create a risk-on market environment, you were heavily invested and focused on bullish moon boys. This is why it's important to pay attention to the macro. This is why it's important to subscribe to a platform like ours where we're trying to teach you guys this stuff ahead of the curve. That's the importance. So again, real quick rant, showing you all the devil's in the details. This is why it's important to join a community like ours where we give this information in advance, not only publicly on X, but we go into detail with private Zoom calls, breaking down these price analytics, these fundamentals, and what to be paying attention to. With that being said, do us a favor, smash that thumbs up and subscribe, especially if you got this warning that was uploaded 3 days ago publicly on the YouTube, telling you all of the potential outcome that could take place in the cryptocurrency market. Now, remember, We are taking advantage of these discounted opportunities. This is not a fear mongrel video. This is not a video to say, oh my gosh, the cryptocurrency market is selling off. Get out, sell your bags. No, here at CYPRX, we are taking advantage of these discounted opportunities. If the market goes lower, we will take further advantage of further discounted opportunities because long-term, we know where this market space is headed. As always, many blessings to you guys. Be cognizant, please. This is why we've been telling you all to stop following bullish moon boys and to instead enlighten yourselves. We are in an environment of education, of enlightenment. If you do not understand these fundamentals or you do not think that they're impacting price, don't be one of those uneducated, uninformed individuals that's always blaming some random manipulation of XRP or Ripple dumping on retail traders as for price depreciation. No, this is primarily driven by fundamentals. We are in a trading environment, right? Risk off market sentiment driven by all these fundamental factors, sell off in risk assets, failure to break psychological levels, keyly to the upside, weighing on risk market mood, discounted prices, all right? With that being said, as always, many blessings to you guys. My targets have been hit. I dollar cost average into XRP. This is, again, why the vast majority of people call XRP crap. Because when the market is fearful, when there is a risk-off market environment, investors are not buying now. Investors were buying back here and back here when bullish moon boys were telling you all to buy up the pumps, right? When here at CYPRX, we were telling you guys when price was here, hey, be paying attention to these fundamentals that could take price lower for better buying opportunities. Now that we are in better buying opportunities and we are not operating at highs, now is when we engage. Now is when we implement capital here at CYPRX. All right? I've been trying to show you guys the realest info. As always, blessings. Keep your head up out there. Pay attention.